Sir, no voice problem. We are at to starting. 1 or 2 minutes. Please wait. Please stay with us. Sir, sing, sir. Sing, sir. Are you in? Dear participants, hearty welcome to the webinar series 2. This is the third webinar we are going to about to start. Good evening, one and all. Myself, Dr. R. Uma Devi, Assistant Professor of Commerce and convener of this webinar series. Thank you so much, friends, for your esteemed cooperation and active participation. Today is the third webinar in this series, and we come forward with the most important issue, which is not only important for the academicians, but also to all the human beings. So, according to WHO, how healthy our mind is and how well it works. It's about our thoughts and our feelings and how we deal with the ups and downs of life. This is the These are the words of World Health Organization. It gives the significance of mental health for a person. So good mental health is just as important as physical health. It means feeling positive about yourself, being able to cope with everyday pressures, and being able to form and maintain relationships. There is no doubt that change in life circumstances, especially circumstances out of our control, can create a stressful time which will affect us all to some extent and may lead to some experiencing mental health problems such as low mood or anxiety or even a mental illness such as depression. There are many situations and events that can impact our mental well-being during uncertain times, such as relationship difficulties, domestic violence, and money problems, or problems at work, health issues, and lack of support from the family or from our near and dear, and poor sleep, adopting a new routine and a responsibility, childcare issues. Like that, we have so many issues we will face in our day to day life. It is no surprise that, given all the challenges involved in managing change and difficult circumstances, that even the best prepared and supported people will experience symptoms of stress and anxiety at some stage. These feelings are normal, and some stress can actually be good for you as it can motivate you and help you focus on what you are doing. It can also increase your awareness of danger, which helps protect you in times of need. However, in the sorry. However, in the longer term, stress can be harmful and impact adversely on your mental well being. So, it is important to know the signs and symptoms of early and have ways of dealing with it. On this juncture, we, the Department of Commerce, considered this theme is apt for discussion in the current pandemic situation. Hence, in association with IQAC of Dr. SRK Government Arts College, is organizing this webinar on psychological well-being during the challenging times. This webinar will focus on the significance of mental health, causes and symptoms of mental ill health, and provide valuable tips and suggestions to overcome it in order to have healthy and happy life. This is an interactive session. You can clarify your doubts with the resource person at the end of the session. Hope that this session will be quite useful and informative to all of you. Now I invite Dr. Yoginder Singh, HOD of Commerce, to deliver inaugural address. Sir, Singh sir. Singh sir. Yes, sir, over to you, sir. Sir, you are not audible, sir. Sir, you are not audible. Sir, please unmute yourself, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself. Sir, మీది మ్యూట్లో ఉంది సార్, వినపట్లేదు వాయిస్.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, now you are audible, sir. Now you are audible.
You are audible, sir.
Right,
Please.
madam. Right,
Yeah.
right, madam. Actually,
Yes.
you have unmuted all the people phones, host.
Okay. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Right, madam. Okay, no problem.
Okay,
Right,
sir.
ma'am. So, good evening, one and all. Respected principal, dear colleagues, and respected participants, and dear students. On the behalf of Dr. SRK, Government Arts College, Yanam, I feel honored to welcome you all welcome you all in this program of National Webinar Series 2. So it's our pleasure to invite today resource person C. N. Ramya, psychologist and the director Mind Talk Bangalore. Ma'am, we are we are grateful to you for your valuable time that we get to share with you, ma'am. So the topic for the today national webinar is psychological well-being during the challenging time. So this will certainly help us that how to cope with the challenging time when you are not well, and how to live a healthy, happy, and prosperous life. Now I would like to call my colleague Ms. Sheikh Khwajabi. So kindly introduce or take the session, take the charge of the session. Thanking you.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you are audible. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, all of you. This is Sheikh Khajabi, Assistant Professor of Commerce and one of the coordinator of this webinar series. It's my immense pleasure and privilege to introduce today's resource person, Ms. C.N. Ramya, Mrs. C.N. Ramya. She is having 17 years work experience as a psychologist and life skills coach. And she conducts various need-based activities in educational institutes and corporate world and provides online, email and telephonic counseling and life skills training. Also conducts short-term courses on guidelines and counseling stress management, life skills training and career counseling for high school students to match their interests with their aptitude under her counseling firm named Mind Talk. Mind Talk online counseling in Bangalore focuses on improving the quality of life. It helps the people to reach out themselves to be aware of their personality, abilities, and feelings. Mindtalk conducts various need-based activities in educational institutions and provides online, email, and telephonic counseling, and also has personalized program courses and seminars for their corporate world. She provides online career counseling for students and facilitates a process of self growth and also conducts need based short term programs, counseling children, career guidance programs for the schools and college students. Need based psychometric testing is being conducted by their professional psychologists. Learn in your own style. Empty chair technique are the articles by Miss Ramya, which got recognized by changingminds.com and also published the same and made available for viewers all over the world. She has been awarded a position of associate membership for Indian Psychological Society, registered psychologist at the rate of Psychology India, and life member for Counselors Council of India. Let us welcome Miss C.N. Ramya with a great honor. Welcome you, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am.
Hello,
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
thank
Welcome, ma'am.
yeah, thank you so much. So I'm really, like feeling privileged to be a part of this webinar series. Like I feel it's a great initiative by your college that you have considered conducting these kind of webinars for all the educators and the students together. So, and I feel quite happy to be part of this today. Okay. So just give me 2 minutes. Let me begin with my presentation so that we can
Okay, ma'am.
we can take it forward.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. I hope it is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's visible, ma'am.
Yes, fine. Okay. Okay, so officially, let me like address all of you. So good evening to all the educators and all the students present today. And like as ma'am already mentioned. So today we'll be discussing on psychological well-being, especially during this challenging times which all of us are facing. Um, if you are like me, you're also experiencing a lot of different emotions right now. All of us are like, wondering at how different the world looks now than it did a year ago. Big events got cancelled, travels got banned, education institutes are also affected, whatnot. So, and in fact, like, who knew that even a simple cough, cold, or fever can also panic all of us, right? So, and this is how the situation is, and we are all going through it, and we need to bear this. It is not a choice given to us; like it is something which we have to undergo. So don't worry, I will not talk about washing hands or sanitizing or social distancing. So, because if you Google it right now, there are 900 million articles written on it. Okay. So today I want to only focus on psychological well being, that is, mental health of all of us, like as Dr. Uma Devi just mentioned initially. So it is something not related only to a set of people, like not for students or educators. This is something which all of us are in need of. So we have to discuss on this topic. It is a must that we have to concentrate on our mental health. So especially during these kind of difficult situations. So this is about taking care of yourself. Okay, psychological well-being or mental health in simple terminology means taking care of oneself. So we are almost got adopted to this new normal. So we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our well-being. We need to take care of our mental health. This is something which is very important to all of us. So let's begin discussing on what it is all about. Okay. So if you look at this picture, so it has a person with showing different emotions, right? So I have numbered it also. Is this picture visible? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. So it's a picture of a person who is showing different emotions. So what I want you to do is you can use the chat box option, okay, and just let me know what is that you can identify. Picture number one. What do you feel? What is the feeling tone that you can identify with picture number one?
Happy.
You can use chat box. You can use chat box. Happy. Yes, yes, correct. Okay. So the first picture, yes, exactly. Happiness. First picture, we can feel the happiness in the first picture. Okay. Second one, second
Sad.
picture,
Sad.
sad. Okay. Please use the chat box. Sad, frustrated. Okay. Yes, sad, correct. Yes. Exactly. Okay. So we can see some kind of confusion, maybe a depression, maybe tension, sadness. We can see a lot of negativity associated with second picture. Right. Third picture, third one, exhausted. Okay. Yes. Okay. Laziness. Yeah. Yeah. Sleepy. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Right. So looks like he is quite lazy, he's quite sleepy, or it can be hurt also. No, see, when we have this tooth pain or something, we also show this, like, we also do this. Okay. Yes. Fourth picture, shocking. Some kind of, so looks like, he's shocked with something. Shock, surprise. Yes, correct. Yes. Yes, exactly, exactly. Okay. Fifth one, tension again. Yeah. Yes. Looks like, thinking. Correct. Yes. It can be thinking, angry, irritation, overthinking. Okay. Yeah. Meditate. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Fine, fine. Okay, next one, sixth picture. Anger, exactly. Screaming, yes, he's screaming with angerness, bursting out. Yes, right. Yeah, a lot of anger is seen, a lot of aggression is seen. Correct. Shouting, yes, right. Yes, exactly, exactly. 100%. Okay. Seventh picture, sadness. Yes, okay. Yes. Anything else? Confused, yes. Something, yeah, looks like something is wrong with them. Okay. Cunning, okay. Okay, yeah, yeah, right, right. Yes. Okay. Okay, the last one, eighth, confused, overthinking. Yes, correct. Okay. Eighth picture. Frustration is same. Yes, this is correct. Okay. Trying to control his anger. Yeah, we do this. Yeah, when we try to control our anger, we might show this. Yes. Yes. Very nice. Like, exactly. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So now you must be wondering as to why am I showing this picture and why am I asking you to identify, like all these feelings and emotions? Because we are talking about feelings and emotions today. And because all of us are in a confused state, we all are facing different emotions today. So it is like mixed feelings right now. And finding it to understand, finding it difficult to understand what we are going through is something which all of us are facing these days. Okay, so it is very, very important that first we need to identify our own feeling. Like, am I in a happy state? Am I sad? Am I angry, frustrated, irritated? What am I facing today, right now? Okay, so identifying this is quite important. Only if we are able to do this, we are able to identify other people's feeling tone. Otherwise it might be a little confusing. Uh, we might get a kind of like misunderstandings can happen. So that's why, to maintain a good mental health, first key basis of mental health is the feeling tone. So it is very important that you start identifying different feelings that you are facing. At the same time, start identifying the different feelings or emotions what other people are facing. Okay, yes. Okay, so as teacher or any profession, I just took this picture because I'm addressing the educators today. So you may be having a profession. It can be a teacher, you may be a doctor, any profession that we take up. It is not that we are playing the role of the profession that we are doing. Okay, so it is not that we are doing only this. We are also facing, or we are also playing lot of other roles in our life. We may be a parent, we may be a sister, we may be a brother, or a daughter, a son, a spouse, anything. Okay, so it is not enough that we concentrate only on our career and identify ourselves only with the job that we are doing. No, not that. We have much more roles to play. We have lot of other roles to play. So please remember, you won't be able to play all these roles unless and until you take care of yourself. So that's why initially also I just mentioned that it is very important that taking care of oneself is psychological well-being, and right now it's a must. So please remember, you cannot effectively take care of other people who are part of your life unless and until you take care of your own self. Okay? So right now, the situation is the pandemic. It is actually a global pandemic. Lot of stress, anxiety, fear, uncertainty is associated with the situation that all of us are undergoing. And if you look at the media, they talk about how children are getting affected, how elders are getting affected, how we need to take care of old people, aged people, and lot of appreciation for doctors, lot of appreciation for policemen. I definitely agree. I don't have anything against this, but what about the educators? What about the educators? Who is talking about them? Are we getting any kind of news as to how these educators are struggling in handling people? No. Very less talks on this. Very less importance is given to the teacher's job, in fact, and the mental health of the educators, wherein we are the ones like who are struggling a lot to maintain both the technology part and the human relations. So please remember that you're just not an educator, you're just not a student. You don't have only one role to play in your life, you have much more roles to play. And there are a lot of people in your life who are directly or indirectly dependent on you. You have a lot of responsibilities in your life. So please make sure that you take care of your own mental health, you take care of your own psychological well-being initially, at least to begin with, so that you can take care of other people also, so that you are quite equipped, you become quite equipped in taking care of other people. Okay, so let's see the statistics. This is what UCL Institute of Education says. It reports that 1 in every 20 individual is suffering from mild to severe stress, fear, or anxiety right now. Okay, so look at the statistics, the numbers are quite high. So this is like what I'm showing you is just what we have got in records. So the numbers may be much more high. It may be 1 in 15 or 1 in 12 also, of the records I'm saying. Okay, so the record says 1 in every 20 individual is suffering from
Ramya
stress.
ma'am, excuse me.
Yes.
Your screen is not visible, ma'am. Please once check it.
Okay.
Your screen is not
Okay,
visible.
okay. I'll try to share the screen again.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Did you get it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so this was the picture I was talking about, like if it was not seen before, the different roles that we play. Okay, so now I'm here. Fine. So this is the research says, like statistics say like 1 in every 20 individual are suffering, and the sad part is majority of them, they don't feel like talking about their stress, fear, or anxiety. Either they think that it is people might not take them rightly, they might consider that they are not normal if they call themselves uh, having the problem of fear, anxiety, or the societal norms, the what the society thinks about me. So a lot of hesitations in people in reaching out to psychologists. Okay, so this way uh, we need to be a bit careful. So we have to, it's a must that we need to take care of our own self, because the research, the numbers that we are seeing is not something healthy. It's not a healthy number. Okay, so if this is the case, like if there is such a high increase in people suffering from anxiety, fear, or stress, there has to be some reason, right? There has to be something which is leading to this. So I have categorized into two categories. One is the external factors, which is actually leading us to um, which is actually making us get affected with our mental health. And we also have some internal factors which is within us, which is making us feel sick. Okay, so let's take up each factor. External factors, obviously the job insecurity, not just in one profession, this is something related to all the professions right now. We all are at stake. when it comes to our job, whereas we know how important it is for our life. It's like, bread and butter earning for all of us. But what if we are in a stage where we lack security in job? So this is definitely going to affect the mental health. Then comes partial or complete decrease in their income. So I'm not talking only about the salary, I'm talking about the income part. So definitely all of us have been experiencing a decrease in our income. It can be a complete decrease or a partial decrease, but this is a fact. Life's uncertainty. One is monetary issues, financial issues, then comes life. There's no guarantee. Uh, like today I'm double vaccinated, I'm like I wear mask, and I'm like, I have maintained distance, but still no guarantee that I won't get affected by any kind of diseases. So that is running, always running somewhere back of our mind. And this kind of life uncertainty about our own self and the family members, our friends and family, so is something which actually triggers stress in us. Adapting to technology, I'm sure all of us would definitely agree with this. See, initially technology was related only to people from computers background. It can be software engineers or anybody like who are into that profession. And we as educators, for us it is only books, whiteboard, blackboard, chalk, or marker. So that is something which all of us were used to. And suddenly a day, we had to face a day in our life where nothing is with us, but still we need to reach out to our students. How? Through technology. And I'm sure, like, all of us have struggled a lot in getting adapted to technology. And that was also a very stressful situation for us. Increase in domestic violence, the frustration that everybody are at home, children are at home, husband is at home, wife is at home, and everybody have to get adopted to technology, and everyone have to make use of internet, make use of phone, get adopted to laptops, we need to invest already, issue with the job and the financial problems, along with that investment, and unable to handle all this. So a lot of disturbance, lot of these kind of frustrations, helplessness which we all faced, actually led to domestic violence also. Hmm? And then the society's view on our profession, what how the society considers our profession as. And when we don't get the recognition for the efforts that we have put, so all these factors are external factors which actually led or still leading us into stress, fear, anxiety, frustration, irritability. And this is how we are getting affected. This is how our mental health or our psychological well being is getting affected due to these external factors. Okay, so this is about what others are giving us to us. So now comes the internal factors. It's we can't blame only the people outside or the situations outside us, saying that they are the causes of our stress or anxiety and all that. Lot of things, lot of mistakes we also do. Okay, so I'm doing a lot of mistakes within myself, because of which I'm also facing stress, fear, anxiety, or I'm also getting disturbed by my mental health, or I'm also getting disturbed by my psychological well-being. Okay, so let's understand this by this picture. Okay, so I just want any one of you, okay, any one of you to just unmute yourself and just tell me what is that you can see in the picture. So anyone can do it.
Yes, the thing. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing I can understand from these two pictures is the spectacles which they have in their own hand has some
Yeah.
scratch on the first picture, and meanwhile in the second picture they don't have any scratch. So when we try to, yeah, when we try to see the world with all the scratches on our spectacle glasses, it will be very black, and we cannot see this world clearly.
Ah, yes,
And when
yes.
we don't have anything on our spectacles, especially glass on our visions or our thoughts perspective, it will be very clear about what to do and
Oh,
what are we thinking about and where we are and what we are going to do.
exactly. Exactly. Your name?
Fahima.
Pardon me? Fahima.
Uh,
Yes. Okay. So are you student or a
I'm a student. I'm doing my BCom.
yes?
Yeah.
Wonderful, Fahima.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
you have actually done my job easy now. I don't have to explain much. Like you have given me the good, like well explained answer to me.
Thank you
Congratulations,
so much.
Fahima.
Thank you
Yes,
so much, ma'am. It's
yes.
my
Well
pleasure.
done. Well done. Well done.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes. Okay. So let's see the picture. Like as she said, rightfully, we have two similar pictures. Both the pictures have specs, both the pictures have similar scenery like clouds, trees, mountains, and only difference is one picture has a lot of scratches on it, on the specs, in fact. The other picture has a clear glass. Okay? And she rightfully got an idea as to what I was trying to say. If we see with this kind of scratches, if we look at the outside world having scratches on our own specs, we won't be able to see things clearly. We make a mistake, we make a blunder in understanding the reality. And in the second picture, like if we clean our own specs, okay, so first scratches, secondly, if we get it cleaned, okay, if we rectify the problem that we have with our own specs, then everything looks beautiful, right? Okay, so now let's connect this to the way our mind works. So the glass, the specs is our mind, right? And the mountain, clouds, and trees, they are the external reality. And the scratches that we can see on specs are called as cognitive distortions. Okay, so cognitive distortions is, it is the way our mind convinces us for something that is necessarily not true. Okay, see, in first picture the mind is convincing that the lot of it is blur, the vision is blur, the I can't see things clearly, so the mind is convincing us, whereas the reality is not like that. We have beautiful clouds, we have beautiful mountains, we have beautiful trees, but our mind convinced that no, 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 it is not nice. See, look at this, how blur it is. Okay, so the second picture, we don't have cognitive distortions. So we have remote, we have taken out all the problems that we had in our mind, all the scratches that we have made on our mind. Then what happened? Everything is looking beautiful. We start thinking, wow, what a beautiful place. Wow, such a nice scenery. Like, look at the sky, look at the, no, like we started enjoying the second picture. So these are the internal factors which I was talking about. Okay? So we make mistakes within our own mind. We create a lot of these scratches within our own mind, and we think that there is a problem with the external world. We think that others are a problem. We think that the situations are a problem, whereas we may be having a problem within our own self. So, what to do now? Okay, now we have understood that, yeah, yes, I accept. I would have made a lot of scratches on my mind. I would have created a lot of distortions in my mind. I agree. But what am I supposed to do now? Simple. Okay. So simple technique for this, it is called as double D technique. Okay, I'll repeat, double D technique. Detect and delete. That's all. So be aware of the problems, be aware of negativity, be aware of the scratches that you have created on your mind. When you become aware of it, that means you have detected what the problem is, you have done the detection part. Now you just have to delete it. Make sure that no, this is a distortion, this is affecting me. I think, like, it is just that my mind is convincing me that something is not true, whereas it may not be the outside world, it may be a problem within me. So let me detect it and let's just delete it. Okay, so if we follow this technique, then we can improve our psychological well-being and we can have a balanced mental health. Okay, so let's go a little deeper into understanding these cognitive distortions. I mean, the scratches I was talking about. Some of the scratches or some of the distortions that we generally do, overgeneralization. So, overgeneralization is like, if you just recall the way you talk to people, majority of times we use these words, no, like always, never, all of them, none of you, everybody, nobody. So these are overgeneralized words. Okay, you enter a class and you see that, oh, a lot of noise, everybody are, like making laughing, shouting. So you make a statement that this entire this class is always noisy. So we use the word always. But have we recognized that at least one or two students in class who are actually sitting quiet? Have we seen that? Have we recognized them? um, or we, as a student, like, we make statements, oh, no, 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 all teachers are like this, no, no, they're all same, nobody understands us, none of the faculty members understands us. Okay, as a student, I'm making this statement, and what am I doing? I'm overgeneralizing. Is it true? Is it really true that all faculty members and all time don't understand you? No, no, there are few people who are quite understanding, and people are there, like, sometimes they understand, sometimes they may not. So it's like a combination of all this. So let's stop making use of over generalized words. So this is one scratch that I have created. Like, if I'm using this, that means you have created one scratch on your mind. Then comes mind reading. So this is a funny part, because especially for me, like, when I say that I'm a psychologist, first thing people ask me is, can you read my mind? So no. Okay, let me tell you very clearly, no. Whether you are a psychologist or not, nobody can read other person's mind unless and until they tell us what is there in their mind. Okay, so that is the only way you want to understand what is there in other person's mind. That means you have to ask them. That's all. Very simple. But why are we complicating this issue? I look at a person and I start imagining that, what is he thinking about? What is he planning for? Why are we complicating this issue? Are you really so inquisitive? Are you really so curious? Ask the person. Otherwise, just leave it. Okay. So mind reading, no, we can't do it. If you think that you are reading, that means you're not doing any mind reading, you're only scratching your mind. Okay. Then comes personalization. So personalization, we do it in two different ways. Okay. So one is when I start thinking that all the problems in this world, I'm the only person who is facing it. Okay. Everybody are enjoying life. Everybody are happy in their life. But I'm the only one who is in a biggest problem, like who is suffering with lot of problem. That means I'm doing personalization. Personalization can also be done in other ways. For example, I would say that all problems which has happened is because of me. One is everything is happening only to me, or everything is happening because of me. So if I am thinking this way, any particular time is there, if any particular time of my life, if I think that I'm the only person who is having lot of problems in my life, or if I start thinking that I'm the reason for the problems that is happening in our life, that means you are under this problem of personalization. There is again one more scratch that you are making on your mind. Then comes labeling. This I'm sure, like, all of you, all students especially, like, you all will be doing. So we keep names, no, for for some people, like, I don't know, some funny names or some I don't know what kind of words, uh, meaningless sometimes. So we keep certain names. We don't call them by their name. If you can just relate to what I'm saying, I really don't know, so I can't give any example for this. But if you can relate to what I'm saying, so it's like we label people with different names. So this is something we should stop doing. We label people as attention. Ah, this girl, she is an attention seeker. Oh, that boy, oh, useless, yeah. Okay. So this way we label people. But what is happening? We are not understanding. Our brain is like a sponge. It actually absorbs each and everything that we see or that we hear. Somewhere or the other, it will be there. Somewhere in the corner of our mind, things will be there. So instead of this negativity, instead of this negative words, if we replace it with positive words, okay. So if a student is very mischievous, okay. So are you able to see the screen, or
Yeah, ma'am. We are able.
okay, okay. So if a student is very mischievous, so instead of saying that, what is this, or scolding that person, you can try saying that, please stay calm. Okay. So let's replace the negativity, let's replace the negative words with the positive words, so that we don't make a distortion in our mind. Then comes dichotomous thinking. We also call it as black and white thinking, because we ourselves are so confused. Sometimes we think, yes, I need this. Sometimes I get confused, no, 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 I think I don't want this. Okay, so this way, like, lot of dichotomous, polarized way of thinking keep happening within us. So let's bring clarity within our thinking process. Let's be aware of what we are thinking. Let's start thinking, like, am I thinking both the ways? Should I attend this webinar or not? Should I stay till the end, or can I leave? So am I thinking both the ways, or I have a clarity as to what I need to do? Okay, so this is dichotomous thinking. Then magnification and minimization. Magnification, as the name suggests, a kind of exaggeration. Okay, so something, very small, very simple thing happened in your life, and we exaggerate. Oh, as if something big, some big problem happened. So we exaggerate. Sometimes it can be the other way also. Very minimum, very, very minimizing the important ones. Actually, something very important, but we're like, hey, it's okay, leave it. Let's do it tomorrow. It's okay, doesn't matter. Or this one, no, no, it won't come in exam. You don't have to study. But when it comes in exam, I'm like, oh shit, I studied everything. This was the only thing which I just, like, missed. So this is minimization. So no magnification, no exaggeration, and no casuality, too much of casuality, no minimization. So if we do not do these things, that means, like, we can achieve good mental health. We can achieve good psychological well-being. Okay. So few tips for all of you to improve your psychological well-being. So one is control only the controllable situation. Okay, please identify which situation is under your control. Right now, the pandemic, it is not under our control, but there are few things which is under our control. That means, like, being um, preventive measure, taking care of preventive measures is under our control, but that doesn't mean that I can control the entire disease. That is not possible. So don't bother about the situation which are not under your control. Just do only your bit. Okay, do only your bit towards it. Carve out time for self care. That means take time for taking care of your own self. Like, initially, this is what I began with. Taking care of oneself is psychological well being. That's all. Okay? So take time for taking care of your own self. Get your body moving. So, physically, you need to be fit if you want to be mentally fit. Say they both go hand in hand. You have to have a good fitness. So keep yourself busy with anything that suits you. Walking, yoga, you want to go to gym, you want to like do some exercises, anything, whatever that suits your body. But have a habit, have a routine of doing some physical activity. You can get involved in dance, sports, anything. Okay. Model self compassion means you need to be kind to yourself. Don't be very harsh. Don't be very harsh on yourself. Be very kind to yourself. Set realistic goals. Don't set a goal which is not achievable. Be practical. Be practical in setting the goals for your life. Then communicate. See, if we keep everything within us, like, nobody can figure out what is happening to you. So if you have any problem, if you feel like talking, you have to communicate. You have to talk it out. Okay? So don't keep things within you that will affect you, not the other person. Have a dedicated workplace. This is only because all of us are working from home. We are taking classes, like we are handling online classes. This applies even for students because they are also there to attend the classes. So please have a dedicated workplace. Later, don't blame your mom that, see, I was attending classes, my video was on, and you were just roaming here and there. No, don't blame people at home, because we are utilizing a part of our house for our work also. So that is important. So keep your hands busy, be creative, keep doing something which you like doing, and like, and practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is actually another very important topic which we can take it up. So this is calming your mind and being in present is what mindfulness is. So please practice mindfulness. Be humorous. See, we're not here. We're not going to. We're not going for any war against anybody or anything. So it's like, we are just leading a normal life. So enjoy your life. Be humorous. You don't have to lead a very serious kind of a life, very formal. Let us all be quite casual and humorous. Stay connected. So the more you get connected with people, the more you feel relaxed. You can get connected with your family members, your friends, relatives, virtually, I'm saying, to keep yourself safe. Ultimately, if you tell me that no, we have tried doing all these things, or okay, I'll try doing all these things, in spite of that, if I can't improve my psychological well-being, what am I supposed to do? Then the ultimate answer will be you have to reach out to a psychologist. Please understand that you're doing everything, in spite of that, like, you're unable to maintain mental health. That means, like, you need some help. You need a professional help. There's nothing wrong. Only normal people go to a counselor. Don't think that there is some mental illness. People don't think that you have a mental illness, because people with mental illness, they go to a psychiatrist, they go to a doctor, they don't go to a psychologist or a counselor. Okay? So without any hesitation, please reach out to a professional. Few tips for the educational institutes. Please start talking about mental health. Please start having discussion about psychological well-being. It has to become a common word. It should not be a tabooed or a word kind of a thing. It should become something which common, which everybody should feel free in talking about. Organize wellness workshops. So you have already done it. So today we are definitely having a webinar on wellness. So you can organize much more wellness programs or workshops for your staff and students. Create a support group. You can create a group for students. You can create support group for faculty, and you can also set up a mentoring structure wherein people can uh, come, visit, share their feelings, and feel relieved. Conduct need based training programs. This is very, very important because we have to identify what the need is. What do my faculty members, what do my people need? What do my students need actually? What are they in need of? And as an educational institute, it is our duty to conduct need based training programs and help our people to empower themselves. Identify slight changes or early signs. If you see any of your friend, um, any changes happening in them, if you find that, I don't know, like what is wrong, like from past few days, he's not coming to college, or he's not attending classes, or not talking to as he used to talk earlier. So this way, like if you identify any slight changes in anybody around you, please don't ignore. Please go and talk to them. Don't wait for them to come and share their feelings with you. Just go and ask them, like, what happened, like, is everything fine? Like, I couldn't see you from few days, like I didn't see you in class, or like, I have observed that from past few days, like, you are quite silent. So is everything okay with you? So do you want to talk about it? So this way, please go approach that person and talk to them. Empathize. So please understand people from their point of view. So we have done a lot in identifying or in talking from our point of view. See, from my point of view, okay, we begin our sentence like that. So all these things we have done enough. Now let's put ourselves in other person's shoes and try to understand other people also. Okay, so this is about today's webinar. So finally, I would like to summarize this entire session by saying that don't worry much about the situation which is happening right now. All of us are affected by this. The entire world is affected. It's a global pandemic. It's not individual. So don't worry much. Don't get too much involved in media or the numbers that they're announcing or the fear that they're creating. Instead, be careful. Be very, very careful, and utilize this time for your self development. Utilize this time for your skill development. So let us all be thankful for being safe. Okay, so we need to be thankful. So that is very important. Now we need to be thankful to God that we are all safe, and let us all progress each day in a positive way, and let's make the best use of uh, the time that we are spending now. So, with this, I would like to thank all of you for your patient listening. And I would like to thank Dr. Uma Devi for giving me this opportunity to address and meet all of you. And I'm like, very thankful to all the people like who have participated, who are giving me wonderful comments in chat, and who have, like taken initiative in unmuting and giving me the answers and all that. So I'm like, I thoroughly enjoyed being here today.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session. It's our privilege, really. as you are the resource person for addressing this wonderful session. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's quite very interesting, and our participants also interacted in a good manner, I think.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. It was excellent, excellent.
Thank you, ma'am.
Especially the students.
Yeah, ma'am. Now I request Mr. B. Veerabhadra, Assistant Professor of Commerce, to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Department of Commerce, Dr. SRK Government Arts College.
Thank you, madam. Respected dignitaries and dear students, good evening to one and all. This is Mr. B. Veerabhadra Rao, Assistant Professor of Commerce. It is my immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks on the successful completion of the webinar. I, on behalf of Department of Commerce, Dr. SRK Government Arts College, and my own behalf, extend a very hearty and sincere vote of thanks to all the participants. Thank you so much for being with us. At the outset, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to the eminent speaker and our resource person, Miss C.N. Ramya, for delivering wonderful and insightful address. Madam, your eminent presence has indeed made this event a memorable one, and we unitedly thank you for your valuable and thoughtful words. Uh, Madam, you have provided valuable suggestions for maintenance of mental health. Thank you so much for the wonderful tips which are very, very useful during this pandemic times. I extended special thanks to Dr. Yogendra Singh, HOD of Commerce, for his support and encouragement in organizing the webinars series. Sir, thank you so much for the kind acceptance to deliver the inaugural address. I extend my sincere thanks to the organizing committee members and IQAC coordinator for their contribution towards the grand success of this program. I would like to thank the coordinators of this webinar series, Mrs. Sridevi and Mrs. Sheikh Wasabi, for the continuous support for the success of the webinar. I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to the convener of the webinar series, Dr. R. Uma Devi, for her initiation and continuous support and efforts. Last but not the least, our sincere thanks to Mr. Manikosu First MCOM for the technical support in the success of the webinar. Stay connected for the upcoming webinars. Once again, thank you one and all. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. That was really, like an immense pleasure to me. And as I said, I thoroughly enjoyed, and I was quite happy that I could spend at least an hour's time with all of you together today.